Welcome, everyone. Happy Monday. I'm the Gray Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for Monday, January 6th, 2025. What do we have coming through in the cards for today? May I please have the first two cards in our 5 card spread for today? First two cards we are starting our day off with today are look who showed up. Speak of her. I was just talking about her. She had to throw her. And I have to stress this is very important because this is the same exact position we had girlfriend in yesterday. We've got here our Queen of Swords in the reversal in combination with our Page of Swords, and it's upright. Look at this yin yang, guys. Look at this yin yang energy. It's beautiful, right? So, and here's the thing. And this is a beautiful articulation both on the vibe right now and also how it's having a different impact on masculine and feminine energy right now. Now, don't get too comfortable. That's the message about it. That's a lot of the message right now. Because again, what are we effectively seeing at this time? Confidence. I know I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but I feel like it bears repeating. I'm going to keep repeating it because everyone needs to keep hearing it. Okay? I'm going to say it again. The difficulty with this Mars retrograde is it's not that the confidence is high. It's not that the confidence is low. It's that it's going up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. So if you're feeling really existential right now, that's probably why, right? And that's why I'm going to say again, with all the love in my heart, if you've got a good idea right now, sit on it for a few minutes. Right? Because that ability, a good idea can be sat on because it can be tested. It can be tested with patience, right? And it can feel like the strength of the energetic weight, right? And what's happening right now, and if it feels like a lot of people are throwing eggs right now, if it feels like a lot of people are throwing eggs right now, it's because those are the energies that are navigating more that excitement that's happening because of the Mars retrograde. It can make you really impulsive, right? It can make you feel really, really energetically impulsive. But that's what we do when we're navigating. This is a practice. This is an energetic lesson in impulse control. Channel your mom right now. Channel your inner mom, which says, I know you're excited, but I need to stress this. Have you ever seen a moment where a little child is so excited that they literally make themselves upset because they're excited? They're so excited they can't contain the energy of it and they go they just fall apart. There's a lot of that type of energy right now because of Mars being in retrograde. It's also saying a lot to do also with the fact that where Venus is right now. I think Venus just transitioned into Cancer, which makes a lot of sense because it's a big feelings, right? So now you got a lack of confidence and big feelings, right? What do we do with big feelings? We don't react to them. We process through them, right? Big feelings are beautiful. You know what you do with big feelings? You make plans. You know what you do with big feelings? You express vulnerability. You know what you do with big feelings? You walk through them. You talk through them. This energy can build bridges. This energy can light cities, right? But if you don't utilize it in a proper way, it can also feel really energetically explosive. It can create that combustion point. It can create that feeling that often feels you know what I mean? It is breakthrough energy. And so I really want to stress, and I really want you processing that in a way. I want you setting your intentions with it, right? And a lot of that has to do with navigating, not getting in one's own way, right? And that's heavy here. It's having a different impact on masculine and feminine energy. I see a lot of this feminine energy in separation right now, saying it's not energetically fair. It's not, I can see the feminine in separation going, it's not fair. That I can see the feminine saying, I don't want to hold this blade, right? And why is the feminine energy saying that? Because if this is the feminine energy in separation, navigating those wounds of trust, and this is why the Queen of Swords came up, right? Warrior energy, right? When we heal from bitterness, what do we say when we heal from bitterness? I don't want to hold you. I don't want to hold you like this. It hurts me to hold you like this, right? And so this is a lot of that energy that says, I'm going to move that into standards. I'm not going to let that go. I'm going to take that energetic lesson and I'm going to make it not something that makes me feel weak. I'm going to make it something that makes me feel strong. There's a lot of this energy right now. And this is why I can see that a lot of that energy may be feeling a lot of compassion for the self in the process of moving towards masculine right now, right? Because this is the energy of the feminine that says to themselves, when someone breaks my trust, and I carry that lack of trust forward, I become the thing that broke my trust in the first place, right? The reason we heal from wounds of trust is so we do not become like the thing that energetically hurt us. We do not become like the person who energetically violated our trust. We heal, and it hurts, right? It hurts when we do that work. But that's the energy that says the sacred pain of saying, I have been hurt and I choose not to move forward hurting others in that fashion. I utilize that to set the energetic standards. And I trust that those that I meet moving forward will also be doing that work. I'm not looking for energy that's trying to do something easy. I'm looking for energy that's doing the hardest thing in the world. This is why I keep telling you right now, the energy and the forces coming together at this moment, the partnerships, they're so solid. They're so stable. They are making courage out. And for feminine, it's taking vulnerability and moving it into strength. For masculine, this is the masculine saying, I'm going to step forward to feminine in my authenticity. And I recognize that if that feminine is not in a space of accepting me, that I am a specialty. And rejection is not rejection. Rejection carves out a path so that those that need to see me can see me, right? Masculine, doing that work of embracing authenticity, forgiving themselves in the process and any of those experiences that, again, they allowed the ego, healing from the ego, going, listen, buddy, you can come with me. You can come with me on this journey, but I lead the way. Like, this is the energy saying to the ego, I'm not going to leave you here. I need you, buddy, but I lead the way. And if I need you, I'll tell you. And I know sometimes you'll want to jump in front of me to protect me, but we're going to navigate that, right? So we see even now, that's a masculine saying, never have I been more brave than navigating that space of making peace with my energetic ego, coming towards feminine from an authenticity space, allowing my inner child to lead, right? Feminine saying, never have I been more brave than moving towards a place of trust after that trust has been violated. Saying that every time I do so, I will the energy of the masculine, saying, I know that was not the rule. That was not the rule. That thing that hurt me, that person that hurt me, that situation that hurt me, that was not the rule. That was the exception to the rule. So we see even now that for a lot of that energy moving forward in this way, what happens in that moment? Harmony. Counterpart energy. Same path work, working through different energetic lessons. Now, for masculine and feminine energy coming into divine union, this is why it feels so bittersweet right now, because this is feeling like a maturation process. I see a lot of this energy coming into divine union saying, I didn't expect it to feel this way. Because that's usually a sign of a healthy maturation process. Of course, maturation, you don't see something the way you do. Baby, how are you going to see something in the way that you do? Sometimes you just got to reach that point, right? Sometimes you can't reach that shelf, right? And it looks really high up, and then suddenly you see it clearly because you've come into that space that you can see something more clear. So I see even now that a lot of that energy is, and again, if you're feeling existential right now, coming into divine union, congratulations, right? Because this is the energy that recognizes that coming into divine union is an existential moment, because you recognize how much you have changed. And that's why we see so much of this energy that's moving deeper into divine union right now is in that space of harmony, because this is the energy that did so. And I need to check this out, because this is the energy that did so during the eclipse season. So this is the energy that says we fix this with our own two hands. And that's why these energetic partnerships feel like they're so strong right now. And that's why the energy does not allow for any perception of someone looking at something in a way of saying, oh, you're like, if this is why this energy feels so oppositional right now. If someone says, oh, you're giving up, oh, you're energetically settling, because this is the energy that says if you look at partnership as giving up and settling, you are already in that space that you don't have clear perception. And this is the energy that says, don't talk about my partnership that way. This is sacred stuff. We made this sacred with our own hands. So that's why we see even now, like that's a lot of that energy moving away from something potentially and saying, I feel sorry that they see it that way. Well, for a lot of this energy right now, deep within divine union, a lot of this energy deep within divine union right now, this is just existential stuff. This is feminine masculine saying, who am I? And this is feminine saying, who am I? This is the masculine saying, what I move towards is who I am. And this is feminine that says, who I am is what I am not. So we see even now, like there's some heavy stuff here, right? Center card for today's spread. But that's why I'm saying, don't be climbing on no pedestals, right? I mean, that you can sit on it for a minute, right? Here you go. That's the thing right now. Venus is in a very sensitive place right now. Everybody is in their feels. Okay, listen to me. If you're in your feels right now, yes, everybody. Yeah, everybody. Everybody's in their feels. Everybody's in their feels right now. Everybody's in their feels. Yeah. Don't take it personally when everybody's in their feels. And I'm going to say this, everybody's got big feelings right now, right? And the thing we want to be careful of, this is what we want to be careful of, okay? We want to be careful of the fact that everybody's in their big feels, okay? This is precarious stuff. Everybody's in their big feels, and then we got Mars in its retrograde, so then confidence is going like this, and everyone's got big feelings. So that's why I'm going to say it again. Focus on the horizon, okay? Like stay focused. Stay focused, okay? Stay focused because this is one of those moments where you just like, again, like you feel a lot of that amplification of energetic force. Let it steer the course. Don't let it get you off course, right? Because just as I can see right now, this is that type of energy that you either build bridges with or you go down rabbit holes, right? And you got to ask yourself when you go down a rabbit hole, if you just come up with like dirt all over yourself, like what's the point, right? Like a lot of this energy right now, stay focused on what feels helpful. And if someone's coming towards you in a way, and I'm going to say it again, the way you can understand if someone is experiencing this energy more from the space of the ego is if they cannot answer the why. And if you, I'm going to fact check you too. If you're about to do something, I'm going to say, look at me. Why? And if you say, because I can, rethink it. Okay? Why moves in, again, the higher self. The higher self does not say why to give up. The higher self says, I'm curious. Show me who I am. Let me see who I am, right? Help me help you. Let's see each other here. Right? The ego goes, we can. Let's do it. Like I like to point out, the ego is like wants to do donuts, right? And donuts are really fun, right? They're really fun. Where do they take you? Where does doing donuts take you? It doesn't take you anywhere, but they're fun. It's fun, right? I know it's fun. Be intentional right now. Trust me, you will thank me for this. And if you see someone doing donuts, you have to say to them, what is the end? What is the purpose of that? What is the end goal? Like, you will help them get that calibration back, right? All right. And I tell you right now, I know everybody's feeling it. We're all feeling it, okay? Continuing to get clarification. Fourth and fifth card in our 5-card spread is, yeah. And this is the thing we want to be careful of because again, and you'll remember we had all the wands out yesterday. The whole wand gang out. We literally had yesterday the only wand. We had the King of Wands. We had the Queen of Wands. We had the Page of Wands. We had the Knight of Wands in its reversal. Bottom of the deck. Right? What are you going to do? Like the energy, like all of these feelings, and then the what are you going to do? But again, that what are you going to do? And I really want to say, I want to stress this. I want you to look at that. What are you going to do? Right? Which is when we feel a lot of energy that says, again, what feels like it moves us towards our intention and purpose? Not the ego that goes, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Like, woo, let's do something, like, like a lot of that type of energy. I told you, it's the Mars retrograde. Remember, energetic warrior energy here, right? We move with intentionality, recognizing the force of lessons, and we let that guide our path work. So we see even now, again, beautiful energy building into conviction, recognizing and identifying what feels energetically valuable and important, right? Letting that kind of help move this forward right now. Beautiful energy for this. But at the same time, this is why it's really important right now that you're moving with intentionality and you're not letting, and this is the thing about it right now, like they're saying to me, it's the fact that the feelings and the conviction, for every now and then they're like, woo, it's like it feels like they're in alignment. But then because Mars goes into retrograde, that's why it's like the emotions, like I feel like a lot of energy saying, I'm sorry, I just let the emotion get the best of me, right? Because it's like the good intention, but then the emotion goes, wee, like keeps on going as the intention turns. So just be very mindful of that to a certain extent, because we see even now, like allowing for that, working in that space and place, recognizing, and almost like when we feel a lot of that, we're very energetically careful, right? So again, they're saying even now, feel the force of it, but navigate that with intentionality, right? Slow it down. Okay? Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. One moment. Clarification between our Queen of Swords in its reversal and our Page of Swords. Yeah, this is the energy that says, listen, okay, this is the message for today. Like focus with excitement on the direction, but don't get carried away, right? One card to clarify. Yep, Justice card in its reversal. So this is a bit of that the challenging space right now, right? Because this period of time, this is the combination that we have to be very conscientious about, because we've got simultaneously occurring. We've got a lot of this feeling right now, okay? We've got a lot of this feeling of not knowing what's going to happen. And then we've got a lot of this emotional sensitivity that's opening up as it relates to where Venus is right now, okay? So everybody's feeling super sensitive, feeling a lot, like the amplification of the emotions at a time with a lot of energetic uncertainty. That is why I'm saying even now, it's very important that you don't get emotionally carried away on things, right? And that's not saying that the emotions are valuable, right? But remembering that the gift of moving from a place of emotions is the emotions that move in accordance with the higher self. Letting those emotions not accidentally, not letting the expansiveness of emotionality steer you off course, right? That working into that space of letting it effectively like empower you, right? But then also building into that context and pathwork of healthy planning. So I see even now, like the energy that I'm literally seeing here is, yeah, everybody's feeling like this. Don't get carried away. Okay? Don't get carried away. This is like, it really is, I got to put it like this. It's pizza party energy. It's pizza party energy. It's like, I literally see an energy where it's like, so like you bring it to pizza in and everyone's like, yes! And being like, if you guys do not chill out, I have to take the pizza away. And being like, no! And then they start fighting and being like, you guys got too many feelings about this pizza. like we want to give you the pizza, but you got to be chill. Like, be chill with your pizza. Okay. Continuing to get clarification between, like, be cool with our Page of Swords in its upright in combination with our Queen of Cups in its reversal. Can I get one card to clarify, please? All right. Clarification coming through right now with our Lovers card. So it's beautiful, right? So I need to stress here, there's something really beautiful that's happening right now. And one of the things that we're feeling is some of these energetic forces that are coming together right now. They're beautiful. It's impeccable. Why am I saying it's energetically impeccable? Because this is the energy that in a modality or moment where confidence is not there. This is the energy of counterparts that are coming together and allowing that confidence and courage to guide the way. It's interesting. They keep saying to me that because this moment, because there is no Mars energy, because there's a Mars retrograde right now, these are the Mars partnerships, right? Because these are the energies that are coming together at a moment where confidence is not appearing, that it's taking all of their energetic courage to do so, right? And that's why this energetic force feels so dynamic and strong, because these are the energies that create that courage together, right? Beautiful stuff here. Well, but at the same time, there's a lot of that amplification of healing from the past in the process. Now, for masculine and feminine energy right now that is coming into divine union, a lot of this energy that we see even now coming into divine union, this is the energy that feels the stabilization point of partnership. Feeling that sense or space. I just see a lot of this energy saying, I've never felt this energetically stable in a partnership before. But this is also the energy that feels this is feeling more. Was there a Capricorn retrograde during the eclipse? Because I'm just seeing here that there's something about this, that this is the energy that says the reason we appreciate our partnership is because we fixed it with our bare hands. The energy that's moving into a deeper sense. This is like fixer-upper energy. A lot of these partnerships that are coming into a deepening sense of divine union right now that have been working on it, this is fixer-upper energy, which is why if they're showing someone, this is why there may be so much of this this destabilization point that's occurring right now outside of those partnerships. Because again, if these are the energies that feel the sacredness of what they fix and they show it to someone else and someone says, that doesn't look like really that's why the energy takes it. That's the energy that says, take it back. Right? That's why the energy says take it back, because they say we just made this is sacred to us. And that's why I see that there may be some of that sense of space or peace that's occurring right now, making energetic peace while also putting energetic distance from someone who does not see their peace in the same way. While for masculine and feminine energy right now that is deep within divine union, this is really existential. This is like so existential. Like this is the energy. And this I can see a lot of the energy deep within divine union being like either masculine saying who am I, and feminine is just saying over and over again, what is happening? like because masculine is going, who am I? And feminine is going, what is happening? Because they're feeling like the shockwaves of some of this right now, continuing to get and that's why it feels existential. It's not so helpful if you're deep within divine union right now. It just feels a little energetically confusing. Continuing to get clarification between our Queen of Cups energy in its reversal in combination with our Judgment card in its upright. Can I get one card to clarify, please? Clarification coming through right now with... Oh, yeah. But here's the thing, and this is what I keep seeing right now. I'm going to say it again. I adore all of you. If it's a good idea, I'm not saying not to go forward with it right now. Sit on it for a minute. Sit on it. What do you do with an egg? What do you do with an egg? You can throw an egg. It feels really good to throw an egg, doesn't it? Oh my God, the way it just explodes. It's amazing. But I'm going to tell you right now, what if you were to sit on it? And then you'll have like something even better. So a lot of this work right now, working into that space, cultivating ideas, building into the context of planning, letting this kind of build into that. There's a lot of energy here. I feel like even now, strong foundation energy, really good for planning, really good for energetic preparation, but in the wrong context, and that's what I see even now, having to navigate others that are potentially feeling more of the energy of the impulse, the impulsivity, that may feel very difficult in the process, because it can almost be that moment where if you're doing the work right, you feel like you're trying to build something and everyone's throwing things at you in the process, right? It's like, we don't do it because it's easy. We do it because we know it's best. So we keep sitting here. So that's why I'm seeing even now, working in that space of being like, I feel like there's a lot of energy right now that's like working in intentionality. And then they get that little like wild hair being like, it'd be really funny. Like, it'd be really fun. But again, even in those spaces, like navigating through that to a certain extent, recognizing and identifying what brings you closer to the higher self versus what feels more like the energetic space of the egoic impulsivity right now is very important, right? Because everything I keep seeing about this right now is working through a lot of this. Like, this is a lot of the vibe of Pluto and Aquarius, which is like, again, being able to navigate the nuance of one and complexity of one's own self via new approaches, via new perception, right? This is why we feel like a lot of this existential energy right now for the energy deep within divine union, while for a lot of this energy right now, this is the energetic equivalent of finding that stabilization point, right? And so for even now, I see that a lot of energy coming into divine union, that modality of feeling how stable a partnership can be, the stability that it comes from being able to put that active work in something. This is why that energy says it's precious. It might be broken. This is why the energy coming into divine union right now, I don't know why they keep saying there's a Capricorn equivalent to it. They're saying it may be damaged and broken, but it's mine. I fixed it. I did this work with my own two hands. This is why that energy is moving through some of these challenges right now and trying to say to another, I'm not going to tell you something is energetically sacred. You should hold it sacred because I tell you that it is so, right? That's why I keep seeing a lot of that energy navigating the space of ego outside of partnership right now. While for a lot of this energy right now forming into divine union, this is why the energy says, never have I been more brave than moving towards counterpart and not knowing, having not experienced that, but having the full faith that I know that it's ahead of me. Continuing to get clarification between our Judgment card in combination with our King of Wands in its upright. Can I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming through right now with our Star card in its reversal. This is that vulnerability, right? This is a lot of that energetic vulnerability that we're feeling and experiencing. Everybody feels like they're like an open, like everybody's like feeling very vulnerable right now. Everyone's feeling very sensitive. Everyone's feeling a lot of anxiety. It's a lot of that weight of the Mars retrograde, right? And sometimes, and that's why we're seeing even now, like what happens when you're feeling really sensitive, something that wouldn't normally bother you gets you all keyed up, right? Like gets you all like recognizing that, identifying it, making sure that you're not reacting to it, right? Not reacting from a space of energetic like wounding, right? Because what happens when we are energetically wounded, we sometimes approach things in a way that we inadvertently wound others, right? That's what we have to be very conscientious with. Remember, hurt is more times than not inflicted by someone that is trying to unintentionally hurt another. Often we hurt one another when we feel like we're trying to be overprotective of the self. So be very mindful of that right now. Be very conscientious, because I see even now kind of navigating those spaces, right? This is a lot of navigating wounds. And I mean, what do we have to do when we're navigating energetic wounds? We are delicate, right? We're energetically delicate. So, and that's hard because there's a lot of intensity right now, right? When we should be navigating spaces delicately. Continuing to get clarification between our Justice card in its reversal in combination with our Lovers card in its upright. One card to clarify, please. Clarification coming through right now with, we've got here our High Priestess in its upright. Now this is beautiful, right? Masculine and feminine energy. Bearing in mind, this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. What are we seeing right now? For a lot of the masculine energy at this time, this is what we see. This is more of that work that we're identifying and recognizing as it relates to, I keep hearing a lot of the masculine energy feeling like recovery. Like almost saying, I've got it back in terms of like, I've got it back in relationality to understanding something, right? Like working in that space, right? Because this is the energy that says that when we move back, like, and this is what, okay, so what happens when we energetically mature is when we are first young, we have no ego, right? And then the ego starts to form, that perception of who we desire to be, that is often what we see around us, right? And then we say to ourselves, oh, I need to move towards what that person looks like in order to become more myself. And what I see that's happening right now is a lot of that masculine energy is recognizing that that ego is not really their higher self. It's a buddy. It's a buddy because you built it off a buddy. And so again, a lot of that energy saying, where's my higher self? They're recognizing that their higher self is much more in alignment to that original energetic child, right? It's the higher self is very much akin to the energetic inner child that was moving from a space of confidence before they started to feel that they had to move in accordance with those outside of the self, right? So we see even now that a lot of that energy saying, I've got it back, what the masculine energy is saying to themselves, which is beautiful, saying, I found myself again, right? And that is a lot of that energy that we see that says when I move towards feminine from a place of authenticity, I say, I am energetically proud of who I am. It doesn't mean that I am perfect, but my authenticity says I am proud of who I am, right? So I feel like a lot of the energy saying I've got it back is the energy working on the feeling or the space of energetic surrender that immediately brings confidence towards the self. Because this is the masculine energy that says to themselves, when I surrender to who I am, I become who I'm meant to be, right? So there's something very beautiful in that journey that's bringing a lot of this energy of masculine towards feminine, right? While for feminine, this is a lot of the feminine that may be moving towards masculine in a space of slowness, but saying the energy of masculine will understand the sacredness of myself. They will understand that the accordance of building towards my higher self is one where I navigate and consider myself energetically sacred, right? And this is the feminine energy that says that journey of doing so. This is the feminine that says, when I hold myself sacred, my standards say to others around me, hold me with the same sacredness that I hold myself. And that modality or experience, what happens in this moment? Look at these energetic combinations. The sacredness of the feminine and the masculine energy that moves towards feminine in a space that says, by moving towards you in this authenticity, I see myself more, right? That ability of moving towards you, I don't lose myself, I find myself. And this is what's happening for a lot of that energy coming into divine union right now, which is why they're potentially moving away from anything or anyone that sees that and says, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Because the energy says, I'm moving towards what I know is sacred to me, right? And that's why, again, if someone does not see something as something energetically sacred, you don't try to convince them of it. You just protect it from them, right? So we see even now, like a lot of that energy moving their partnerships away from someone who does not have that perception, and also saying at the same time, I hope the day comes that you can see something the way I do. Because that is the energy that feels like they're energetically maturing in the process. While for masculine and feminine energy, deep within divine union, this is a lot of this energy that is feeling the weight and expansion of identifying the self right now. I would not be surprised if you're deep within divine union right now and you're feeling very existential, right? And for feminine, there's a lot of energetic peace that's coming through there. Right? A lot of that feminine energy, like I told you, this is some of that stillness that we've been experiencing during this time. Now, for masculine, this is feeling more exciting. This is feeling more explorative, right? We've got that page of swords here. Now, continuing, so feminine again, I hear feminine in divine union saying, I know who I am. And I hear a lot of the masculine energy saying, who am I? But saying it with a sense of excitement, like saying it with a sense of excitement as it relates to possibilities. Continuing to get clarification between the Lover's card in combination with our Three of Pentacles in its upright. One card to clarify, please. Clarification coming through right now with our Queen of Wands in its upright. Now, a lot of this, and this is the Queen of Wands was here yesterday, and the Queen of Wands is here today. Now, a lot of this energy right now in Deep within divine union. How do I express this? I feel like this is very beautiful. Like, and this is what I'm seeing right now. Like the combination right now of a high priestess with Queen of Wands. It's, and and this is what's beautiful about this is this is also a lot of the feminine energy. And again, bearing in mind, this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to, that says, I know who I am and I know who I am not, right? And that's why I keep seeing that there's more of that space of operating in the context of, I want to say, like it's saying to me multifacets to a certain extent, right? And a lot of that, and what's interesting about that is this is a lot of the feminine energy looking at someone or looking at others and saying, they only see me from one context. They only see me from one perception point, right? And this is the feminine energy that says, I am singular, but I am complex. And that's why I see even now that a lot of that energy says, like, I appreciate myself because even in like those, this is a lot of the energy coming into appreciation of their flaws that are becoming facets. Because this is the energy that says, when we find something that is energetically flawed, what is the difference between a flaw and a facet? And this is a lot of the feminine energy that's healing themselves and holding themselves sacred, that says, I have facets that others have identified as flaws. I have facets that others have said were flaws. And this is a lot of the feminine energy that says and moves towards herself by coming into appreciation of themselves, by embracing their flaws. Now, this doesn't mean that the feminine energy chases after flaws. Like, this isn't the feminine energy that chases after flaws and says, I want to stay in that space, right? This is the feminine energy that polishes their flaws, that embraces those flaws and says, I'm working on them. I recognize them. And when we see a flaw and we polish a flaw, what does it become? It becomes a facet. It becomes shining. It shines because it is the acknowledgement of the self that is not perfect, but that we work to ever perfect, right? While for masculine energy right now, a lot of this masculine energy is working through that context or that concept of, again, feeling more energetically explorative. I see a lot of the masculine energy right now within divine union that says to themselves that sense or space of energetic healing. This is the masculine that says the more authentic I am, the more I'm able to embrace my authenticity, the clearer that the feminine sees me. And so a lot of that journey right now for the masculine is coming into that sense or space of embracing the inner child. And this isn't the masculine energy that, like, this isn't inner child goes wild, okay? Like, this isn't inner child goes wild, right? Because when the inner child goes wild, right, they ruin the energetic pizza party. Right? The energetic child that goes wild ruins the energetic pizza party. So, like, again, that sense or that space of working into that context of the masculine says, when I parent my inner child, I create an environment where the feminine energy feels safe. Because I say to the feminine energy, I heal myself. I don't come to you for healing. I don't look to you to set the energetic standard. I identify it within the self. We do it energetically together, right? And so for a lot of that energy here, recognizing the value and weight of that force, this is a lot of that masculine energy that feels expansive and explorative because they feel the security and stability of being in an energetic connection with feminine that allows them to let their inner child come to the surface, right? While for masculine, and this is why we see even now that why for some of the energy right now that is potentially coming into divine union, being able to try to say to another, this is how this person makes me feel. And another person saying, well, I don't see it that way. The energy almost says, and this is why we see that there may be some of that maturation and separation occurring, because the energy says you don't need to see something as sacred. Something being sacred, when something's sacred, it doesn't matter what another person sees in it, right? We don't need to prove that something's energetically sacred. When something's energetically sacred, we protect it. We protect it. We don't try to prove, we protect it. So we see even now that a lot of that energy being in that space goes, I'm sorry you feel that way, right? And they leave it at that. They leave it at that, right? So we see even now, like a lot of that work, this is the energy that says, I hope the day comes that they see something the way that I see it, right? And for a lot of that same work that we see, it's existential. I see a lot of this energy coming into divine union and feeling a lot of that existential weight. While for masculine and feminine energy right now in separation, I just keep seeing that this is, there's something, it feels like a deep, it feels, I see a lot of feminine energy right now that is ready to step out of healing. Because, and not step out of healing. I need to stress this. This is the energy of the feminine that says, I can heal and move forward, right? Because this is the energy that says, I can recognize where my vulnerability points are, and there I set my energetic standards, right? It's not pretending something didn't happen. It's not pretending that I'm not vulnerable. It is articulating upon it and saying to someone, I'll be happy to tell you why. Like, and this is the energy that says, as long as this is the feminine that says, I can recognize a healthy energetic standard in so far as I can explain it, right? This is a lot of that energy that says, I can explain. This is how the energy can say, is that my ego being protective? This is the feminine that says, no. If I can explain to another what my energetic standards are, if those energetic standards are reasonable, then this is the feminine that says, those are not me being like protective or defensive. This is the energy that says, I'm strong in my energetic standards. And this is the masculine that says to the feminine in separation, when you tell me what your standards are, I feel energetically safe because I don't need to read between your lines. I don't need to imagine a space where you're saying one thing and meaning another. This is a lot of energy right now coming into partnership that is not in a space of hyperbole, that says, I say what I mean and I mean what I say because that way I can trust you in that way. Continuing to get clarification between our Three of Pentacles in its upright in combination with our Star in its reversal. Can I please get one card to clarify? Clarification coming through right now with the Hermit card, which is, again, these three right here. This is beautiful. This is amazing. And again, it's so interesting because we have not had this card coming out for, like, it's been in the read for like days now, like a week, but it's finally like appearing here. So, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that Hermit card when we have our class on January 15th. At 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern over on Substack. If you'd like to become a subscriber, you can. We'll be studying the Hermit in all of its robustness. But this is what we see now. Look at this. Do you see how masculine is approaching towards feminine right now in separation? Right? There's something really beautiful here because even here, masculine on that energetic journey of the self, working in those spaces and places. Again, there's a lot of energy of masculine coming into understanding and seeing themselves in new ways. And that is the gift. That is the gift that the masculine energy is bringing towards feminine in separation. Masculine's like, look, I made you a gift. I can see myself. I made it myself. I made it all by myself. I can see myself. Right? This is the beauty of that energetic journey. This is the masculine that says, I can see myself, right? I can see both those modalities. This is the masculine that says, I can see how I move through a space, not just the experience of moving through it, not the personal fable of moving through it. I am aware of myself. This is the masculine that says, I am aware of myself when I recognize both the path that I walk and how others perceive me upon that path, right? I am aware of myself, and this is the gift that I bring to you because this is the way that I energetically protect you. And this is a lot of the feminine that sees the masculine in that space and says, That is the greatest gift you could possibly ever give me. Like, this is the feminine that goes, this is the greatest gift. And this is the gift that cannot be given, can only be shared via the telling. Right? This is the feminine that looks towards a masculine. Right? And again, the energetic standards help the feminine to recognize if the masculine has that energetic gift. Right? This is the feminine that says, again, my energetic standards allow for that to come towards. So even here, we see that there's like I keep telling you, some of these partnerships that are occurring right now, they're so energetically stabilizing, because this is the energy that says, this is the feminine that says, I will learn. And this is the feminine that goes, I've made a gift for you too. I'm going to try to trust you. Right? Like, this is the feminine that goes, I'm going to try to trust you. Now, for masculine and feminine energy that is coming into divine union, a lot of this energy coming into divine union, this is why the masculine energy right now, like, this is a lot of masculine energy that feels like they're moving into partnership with all of this profound wisdom. Like, this is the masculine being like, oh my gosh, I see it now. Like, I see a lot of the masculine energy moving into divine union. And it's hard because some of the things that they're experiencing as they do so, they'll be like, I remember when I saw things that way. Oh no, 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 no. I understand it completely. Like, that's a lot of the masculine. Like, that is the wisdom, right? And it's bittersweet. I see a lot of that masculine energy, feeling some of that bittersweetness, you know? Feminine being in those experiences as well. This is the feminine too, right? These are a lot of those energies that are moving deeper into partnership. And I can hear them say, I know it all too well. I understand all too well, right? Because a lot of that energy says, I recall those moments or those experiences. If another person does not perceive what we've created in the way that we do, this is the energy that says, I understand it. But sometimes understanding it doesn't condone something. Right? Sometimes we recognize that we are mature because we say, oh, I know, I understand it. Like, that reaffirms, like that reaffirms it, you know? Just because you understand it doesn't mean you energetically condone it, right? Like, there's a lot of that energy here. So we see even now that so much of that work that's occurring here is the amplification of that energy, feeling that stabilization point and proceeding forward. While for a lot of the energy right now, deep within divine union, this is why this feels so existential, right? There's a lot of this work right now, working on and speaking towards those amplifications of those points of appreciation of the self in the process. And so much of that work that we're seeing to a certain extent right now, for feminine energy, it feels very multifaceted. This is the feminine energy that almost articulates and expands upon the many facets that it takes to be unique, or to be in their space of energetic uniqueness, right? For masculine, I'm seeing that this is more of the masculine energy being in that space or place of, again, this is masculine energy that's like moving. I keep on seeing that masculine, like, this is some of that. This is how some of that energy right now. Oh, this is the impact of what's happening with the Mars retrograde. Yeah. Okay, let me walk you guys through this real quick. Oh, okay. So for feminine, right? This is why I'm going to say it even now, like, for feminine energy, working on those spaces of the place, because these two energies here, if they're in alignment, it's fine. Okay. But this can also be expressive of the feminine operating very much from the space of the higher self, but also the self, but the egoic self. Like, this is a lot of the feminine energy moving back and forth in these modalities. But we see even now that for a lot of the feminine energy, that's why when we're in alignment, like I said, it's like you can go through both space. This is feminine energy going head and heart space. We good on this? And the head and heart space go, yep. like this is the feminine energy. This is the feminine energy going head and heart space. Yo, are we in agreement on this? Yep. Okay, cool. Awesome. Let that drive you forward. Right? This is the head and the heart space for the feminine. For masculine, this is masculine feeling the eagerness of the inner child with the wisdom of the higher self, right? So it's the same photo. It's the same photo. These energies are in alignment, right? Look at this right now. So we see even now, like this is the masculine energy that goes towards the feminine, and the masculine that says, "Hey, inner child, we good on this? Yep. Hey, higher self, you, yeah. Are we good? Oh yeah, no, they can do that. It's okay. Okay, yeah, they can do that. Yeah, yeah. I know. I gave them that. Like I gave them that. So we have here. This is the energy that, like, again, builds into intentionality, right? And we figure out what feels intentional, not just because the emotions want to do it, not just because the like when we are moving with intentionality, both our egoic space and our higher self go, yep, good, we're good, right? Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. And that's happening across all of the frequencies. But again, there's also a little bit of this like a little bit of that energy here, because like when you move forward in that space and you don't know what is ahead of you because Mars is in its retrograde, like you don't do so because you know what's going to be on the horizon. You do it because you feel the intentionality of doing so, right? Like wherever that may lead. Like that's a lot of that energy that we have right here. But again, like that's why I say even now, don't be impulsive right now. Don't be impulsive. Be intentional, right? Because I know it feels like a lot of that like energetic eagerness and excitement. Let it let it steer the ship. Like continuing to get clarification between the high priestess and its upright in combination with our Queen of Wands and its upright. Can I get one card to clarify, please? Clarification coming through right now we've got here our Nine of Pentacles in its upright. So the one thing I'm seeing right now has to do with, I want to say, navigating spaces and places of energetic peace. And what's beautiful about this right now is there's a lot of this, and that's why I say even now, there's some energy right now. If you're feeling a little bit of this quietude, because I know that this can feel like this energy can feel a little oppressive. Okay. Welcome to being an Aries. That's why all the Aries are chill right now. If you have that feeling right now, okay, if you have that feeling like the army is like just over the mountain, that's how Aries feel all the time. All the time. Okay? They feel like that all the time. And that is why those with Aries placements right now are like, why is it what's gotten into everybody? Because everybody is feeling the way that Aries have had to feel every single moment. And that's why I've even got the comments right now, those with Aries placements in the comments going, oh, you don't mean, no, I'm telling you. And for everybody with Aries placements, no, everybody doesn't feel like that all the time. Nope. That's a special Aries thing. That you lucky duck. You get that to feel like that all the time. Yeah, that shoe, it's about to drop. Yeah. That's an Aries thing. No. Everybody is acting. And that's what I want to say to those with Aries placements right now. If you're wondering what's happening, everybody's feeling what you feel all the time. For the first time. And now all the Aries placements are going, for the first time? And I'm sorry. I know. I know. Think about how you used to act when you were younger. Is everybody acting how they did when you were younger? Right? It's going to make a lot more sense now, isn't it? All right? Okay, it's going to make a lot more sense now, doesn't it? And that's why we see, I know it's so not fair. But that's why we see even now that being able to navigate that feeling, right? What do Aries have to work through? Aries have to learn that not every moment has to be a battle, that not every single moment has to be in a place of chasing after the energetic extreme. Aries' whole journey is learning how to come into that space of feeling like that and like working to control the energetic impulse. So we see even now that there's a lot of this work, and I'm saying to everybody right now, Give it a minute. Listen to me. Just sit on it for a minute, because if you can test, the way you can test if something is a good idea is if it's still a good idea, like it's allowing for that excitement to become, like, to grow and expand instead of just, pushing it in, right? So even here, like letting that kind of build into a space of stability, plan, right? Like work in those spaces, feel that excitement and let it, what do you do when you feel excitement? Let it become fuel, not ammunition, okay? When we feel energetic excitement, that's what I want you to focus on right now. Fuel, not ammunition, because it's too easy right now because everybody's feeling super sensitive. Don't waste it, Continuing to get clarification between our Queen of Wands and our Hermit energy in its upright. Can I get one card to clarify, please? And nobody's got patience right now. That's the other problem with it. We're going to talk about that too. Yeah, that's the thing. Nobody's got any patience right now. Like everybody's running around like, like that's the thing, because what do Aries have to learn? What do Aries come here to learn? What is the first sign in the zodiac come here to learn? Patience. They come here to learn patience. Okay. So we see even now, like that's why working into that context of feeling the excitement, right? What do you do when you feel excitement all the time? You build into patience, right? You build into patience. You learn, and this is like this again, Aries often have to create, like Aries are like, I have to create patience all by myself. I don't get any of it. Like the Aries is like, can I have some patience? Please, please, can you put some patience in my cup? Right? So we see even now, if everybody around you is feeling profoundly impatient, like they need something and they need it now and they can't explain why, it's the Aries retrograde, right? So what do? We slow it down. We say, why do you need it right now? Why do you need it right now? Like working in that space, being intentional, right? Don't get focused and don't get distracted. And if someone's feeling this right now, help calm them down, right? Because again, let something kind of create that space of going forward energetically, right? Like that's how we navigate a lot of this expansiveness. And again, it's beautiful. I'm telling you even now, it's great egg energy. They're saying even now, great egg energy, great ideas, great planning, beautiful for setting intentions. But working in that space of not getting energetically triggered, not getting defensive and protective when everyone else is, it's hard. Final card for today's spread, between our 9 of Pentacles in its upright in combination with our 10 of Pentacles in its reversal. See this? This is this here. Can I just show this to you before we draw this final card? What did we say is happening right now with the Mars retrograde? Feels like you're on a roller coaster, right? And what do we see a lot of this energy saying right now? This is a long roller coaster. So everyone's going, I'm tired of this roller coaster. I'm tired of the roller coaster. This is going on for a long time. February, like February. Can I get one card to clarify, please? Final card. Final card. Knight of Wands in its reversal, which is the card that we drew, right? That was our bottom of the deck yesterday, right? So if you're feeling this right now, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to start where we stopped. I mean, I'm going to stop. We're going to bring it full circle right now. When you're on a roller coaster, right? When you're feeling car sick, when you're working through that space and you're like, ugh, and you're feeling all blah, 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 what do? Focus on the horizon. Set that energetic intention. And if someone's coming towards you in a way that doesn't feel like they're navigating from that same space, help them see. Say to them, what is the reason for this? What is the intentionality, right? Help someone come into that space of clarity. Because even now, like this is a little bit of this work that's difficult right now. There are those like, and again, not internalizing it. It's really hard not to internalize some of this energy right now, right? It's very hard not to, because it creeps up on you, right? It creeps up on you. But like, and again, it's the Aries retrograde, right? Because like, so it's a lot of that feeling that can feel very, I want to say, how do I articulate this in the way that it's those doubts, those anxieties, those uncertainties, right? So if it's very dramatic right now, or it feels like someone's coming to you in a very dramatic way, it's because they feel it. It's because it's the combination force of the uncertainty, right? A lot of that energetic volatility and the weight of the emotions, like the heavy burden of the energetic emotions. So, being able to recognize that another person is potentially moving more from a place of their emotions, right? The question isn't about moving towards emotion. It's moving towards the intentionality of the emotions, but also the higher self, right? The emotions want the things that they want when they want them. The higher self knows what the direction is, right? So if someone's coming towards you in a space that they're only articulating the emotions, but they're not able to clarify like what they mean in the long term, like what that path work is. Like I see even now, like a lot of that clarity is what's effectively happening. And this is why we see even now a lot of this energy. This is the energetic discernment that it's being required for these energies right now in separation to find each other. Because this is why, like I keep on seeing, it's like the energy that's moving out of separation. It feels like an energetic minefield right now, right? Like it feels like this is the energy that says, I know that as I move, like this is why we see for the feminine. This is the feminine going, I know as I move forward, trying to find energetic counterpart. There are those that are operating more from the state of what they want immediately and not being able to think on the long term. This is why the feminine says, the standards that I set in terms of getting clarity help light the way, right? For a lot of the masculine, this is the masculine holding the weight and being like the poor feminine energy. Like I can see the energy of the masculine trying to come towards feminine this way, being like, I know the feminine is going to see me and not believe me. This is a lot of this is the weight. This is the weight of the masculine warrior that says, I have done this work and now I have to carry the weight of all those that have not done that work on my shoulders. That this is a masculine that recognizes the perception of the feminine such going, I know when I come to feminine and I say that I'm going to be authentic, they're going to say, I can't believe you. And the masculine says, I know you can't believe me because I know that's energetically true because I just went through the process of healing my energetic ego. That is the double burden that the masculine carries as they come towards feminine in this way, because this is the masculine that says, I heal for myself. And the moment I heal for myself, I carry the weight of everyone that has not healed before me, including myself, including my past versions of self, right? And so here we see even now, this is why these partnerships right now are so impactful, because they're navigating through all of that other stuff to find one another on that journey. While for masculine and feminine energy right now that is coming into divine union, this is the energy that says and feels that weight of pain when they say, I'm not in the business of explaining to another person why my energetic connection is sacred. And the energy says, and this is why I keep feeling there's a heavy Capricorn connection to some of these energies coming into divine union that says, when you take something that I've worked hard on and you dismiss it or you diminish it, then I protect you from it. Like I don't take it personally, I just protect you from it. Right? And that's why I see a lot of that energy potentially pulling away from things as they mature and go, I hope the day comes that you can see like what that is. And I hope the day comes that you can see something from the perspective that I see it so you can recognize and understand why. Right? While for masculine and feminine energy, that is deep within divine union, this is a lot of that existential work that we're seeing right now. The masculine being like, who am I? I just keep hearing a lot of the masculine going, who am I? Who am I? But not in a negative way, right? Like, it doesn't feel necessarily negative. It feels explorative and expansive. And for feminine, this is feminine saying, I know who I am and I know who I am not, right? Like, there's a lot of this energy here. And that's why we see it. It does feel like there's hermit energy right now, because these are the energies that are going through the same journey, but just in different ways. Bottom of the deck on this reading right now, King of Pentacles in its reversal. Stability. Stability right now is not great. Because again, and this has to do, here's the thing about it. This is like the real crux of all of this. If ever a time for a Mars retrograde to happen, Capricorn season, it's not great, right? Because Capricorn energy, like, love is stability, right? Capricorns seek energetic stability. And we just, like, a lot of that, being able to focus on what you feel or what you know is certain, like, that's heavy in the Capricorn journey. Like, a lot of the Capricorn energy is always like, love is expressed via consistency. Love is expressed via stability, right? It's the things that under the surface that keep us like balanced, that are often underappreciated. But this is the energy that gives forth in that way, because that is how they express love. So for this to be happening right now, right? The Mars retrograde, the confidence of uncertainty, right? It's the uncertainty, Mars creating that lack of confidence, which feels like a lot of uncertainty in the midst of Capricorn season. It's like a double whammy. Like, they're saying even now, it's not the fact that Mars hasn't gone retrograde before, but it is extremely more intense given the fact that the Capricorn energy is amplifying how much it doesn't like it. Like it's like, it's the instability at a time when instability is supposed to be like the feeling. So we see even now it's liminal. It feels really liminal, which is very frustrating because we're not used to feeling something so liminal during the Capricorn season. This is usually, we're supposed to feel the stability. Instead of feeling fresh start, we're feeling a lot of what the heck is happening, right? Like, instead of fresh start, it's like, when is this starting? Like, it's instead of like, and we begin, it's like, what's going on? I don't know. I thought you were like, it's like, I thought you were bringing the confidence. No, I thought you were I don't have any confidence right now. I thought you were bringing the confidence. No, I got the email. You told, no, nobody's got confidence. No. They're out of confidence right now at the store. And being like, and then here's Capricorn being like, this is the confidence shop. Like, this is the shop that goes, this is the consistency shop. Like, this is supposed to be a consistency party. We're supposed to be having a consistency party right now. That is our daily collective read for today. I want to thank you guys so much for being here and experiencing it. Just a reminder, if you would like to get on the list for a personal reading, the list just keep in mind, if you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can book a private reading on my website, Strega.com. My private readings are done over video. And if you are a subscriber to my TikTok, you can take 10% off any of my services when you pay. Just mention your subscriber name at the point of payment. Please keep in mind, if you book a private reading with me, it's a 2-step process. You have to book the reading, you have to pay for the reading. Please make sure you do both if you'd like to have that reading. Most importantly, please remember that I will never, ever, 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 ever reach out to you for a personal reading. I will never DM you. I will never PM you. I will never slide into your inbox and tell you that I have a very important message that only I can deliver. The only way you can book a reading with me is if you book one on my website. So I encourage you to do it there. Also, I want to let you guys know about a couple of updates before we move into personal readings for today. First and foremost, thank you to everyone who attended our recent class on the Strength card. Our next class will be held on Wednesday, January 15th. At 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern. We will be continuing our studies into the tarot with a focus on the Hermit card. If you would like to become a part of that tarot class program, all you need to do is head over to my Substack, gracestrega.substack.com. Your paid subscription to my Substack is your ticket of entry into our live classes each and every month. You will also have access to the full Tarot Church Library. That is over 9 hours worth of material that is available to you as a subscriber. It's not necessary to catch up. I'll be giving a recap in all of our classes. The material's there for you to receive if and when you're ready to receive it. You'll also have access to a one-on-one chat with me and the other students to ask any questions that you may have in relation to anything that we've learned thus far. And if you become a founding member to my Substack, not only will you receive a discount on the full year's worth of classes, you will also receive a complimentary one-on-one mentorship class with me, wherein I will assess where you are on your own personal tarot journey and give you the best insights in terms of how to utilize those classes to the best of your advantage going forward towards your personal tarot goals. One of the things I tried to do in these classes was make them accessible to the absolute novice tarot reader as well as the seasoned reader. There's definitely something there for everyone. So I want to thank you if you're just joining us there for the first time, and I look forward to potentially seeing you at our next class. And even if you don't become a paid subscriber to my Substack, I would encourage you to follow me there to stay up to date on any new offering services. I post my weekly newsletter there, which will let you know about my in-person events as well as my online live schedule. You'll also be notified as to our giveaway information. Speaking of giveaways, we've announced the winner of our November giveaway. Congratulations to our winner. You can find it in the not the most recent newsletter, the newsletter before that. Also, if you are a subscriber to my TikTok, make sure that you head over to our subscriber-only Discord channel, because there you will find a special coupon code that will give you an additional discount to that Substack subscription. Finally, I want to let you guys know that on top of my standard life path readings, I also offer mentorship classes. These are for any of my clients that are seeking a more personalized educational experience with me. I take a very limited number of students for this reason. These classes can be focused on whatever area of spiritual growth or personal development you are most invested in learning more about. You can purchase them on an individual level or as a monthly class series. Those 4 or 45-minute classes, weekly or bi-weekly as your schedule permits. Also, for my clients that are seeking more consistent weekly tarot support, I'm very happy to offer weekly tarot insight packages. That is a package of 4 30-minute readings, again, weekly or bi-weekly as your schedule permits, so that you can stay more consistent on your personal journey. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these messages, and we will do this again tomorrow.